Jake just bought a $400,000 rental property. Marcus took the exact same $80,000 and put it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Both believe they just made the smartest financial decision of their lives. Both believe they're on the path to early retirement. But 20 years from now, only one of them will feel like they actually escaped the rat race. The other will realize he accidentally bought himself a second job. And here's the scary part. Most people making this decision today have no idea what the real math looks like. Because on YouTube, real estate influencers say property is the ultimate wealth builder. Stock market investors say just buy the S&P 500 and chill. Both sides show screenshots. Both sides show millionaires. But almost nobody shows the full 20-year breakdown. Today, we're going to run the real numbers, the good, the bad, and the hidden costs nobody talks about. And if you're about to invest your next $10,000, this might be the most important math you'll ever see. Let's make this comparison fair. Both Jake and Marcus start with the same money, $80,000. Same age, same income, same goal, financial freedom. But they take completely different paths. Jake's move, real estate. Jake buys a single-family rental property. Purchase price, $400,000. Down payment, 20% equals $80,000. Mortgage, $320,000. Interest rate, 7%. Mortgage payment, around $2,100 per month. Add property taxes, $400 per month. Insurance, $150 per month. Maintenance reserve, $300 per month. Total monthly cost, $2,950. Jake rents the property for $3,550 per month. So on paper, his monthly cash flow is $600 profit. Jake feels amazing. He tells his friends, "I'm making passive income." He posts about financial freedom on Instagram. He feels like a real estate mogul. Marcus's move, stocks. Marcus takes the same $80,000. Instead of buying property, he buys a total stock market ETF, something like VTI or an S&P 500 index fund. Then he sets up an automatic investment, $500 per month, every month. No thinking, no trading, no timing the market. He deletes the app. He doesn't check it. He doesn't care what the market does tomorrow. Because Marcus understands something most beginners don't. Time in the market beats timing the market. In the first year, both investors feel great. Jake collects rent, Marcus sees his portfolio grow. But they experience money very differently. Jake is dealing with tenant questions, property inspections, minor repairs. Marcus, he literally spends 10 minutes setting up auto investing, then forgets about it. This difference might seem small, but over 20 years, it becomes massive. Year 3. This is where the math starts to get messy. Jake's tenant calls him. The HVAC system just died. Repair cost, $6,000. Then the tenant moves out. Now the property sits vacant for 1 month. Lost rent, $3,550. Cleaning and repainting, $1,500. Suddenly, Jake's $600 monthly profit disappears. Actually, he's now losing money that year. This is the reality of real estate. Because houses don't just generate income, they constantly demand money. Roof replacements, water heaters, appliances, landscaping. In the US real estate market, investors usually follow the 1 to 2% rule. Maintenance costs every year 1 to 2% of property value. For a $400K home, that means $4,000 to $8,000 per year. And this is the number most beginner investors forget. While Jake is dealing with repairs, Marcus is doing something completely different. Nothing. The stock market historically returns about 10% annually on average, So after 3 years, Marcus's $80K investment becomes roughly $106,000. He didn't fix anything. He didn't answer tenant calls. He didn't manage contractors. His investment worked while he slept. So if stocks are easier, why do so many wealthy people buy real estate? Because real estate has a secret weapon: leverage. Jake used $80,000 to control a $400,000 asset. That's 5x leverage. If the property value rises 3% per year, the house becomes $412,000 after 1 year. Jake just made $12,000 in equity. But remember, he only invested $80,000, so his real return isn't 3%, it's closer to 15%. This is why real estate has created so many millionaires. Leverage accelerates wealth, but it also amplifies risk. Marcus has his own secret weapon: compounding. When you invest in stocks, you earn returns, but then you also earn returns on the returns. This creates something Albert Einstein allegedly called the eighth wonder of the world: compound growth. Let's fast forward. Marcus continues investing, $500 per month. Average return, 10%. After 15 years, something incredible happens. Marcus's portfolio growth in 1 month becomes larger than his entire first year of contributions. His money is now working harder than he ever did. But numbers aren't the only factor. Investing is emotional. Jake feels safe. He owns a physical asset, a house. He can see it, touch it, drive by it. Stocks feel abstract, just numbers on a screen. But Marcus faces a different challenge: market crashes. In 2020, the stock market dropped 34% in 1 month. If Marcus had $500K invested, he would watch $170K disappear temporarily. Many investors panic. They sell. They lose everything. This is the psychological test of stock investing. Taxes change everything. Real estate investors get massive advantages. Jake can use depreciation. Even if the house increases in value, the IRS allows him to pretend the property is losing value on paper. This can reduce his taxable income dramatically, sometimes even to zero. And there's another trick: the 1031 exchange. Jake can sell his property, buy a bigger one, and defer capital gains taxes indefinitely. This is one reason wealthy real estate investors scale so quickly. Marcus has fewer tricks, but he still has tax advantages: long-term capital gains, 0% to 20% tax rate, much lower than normal income tax. And if Marcus uses a Roth IRA, his gains could be completely tax-free. 20 years later, let's check the scoreboard. Jake's property appreciated. Marcus's portfolio compounded. After running the full numbers, both investors end up around $1.1 to $1.3 million net worth. But the journey looked very different. Jake dealt with repairs, vacancies, tenants, contractors, legal paperwork, but he also gained tax advantages, leverage, and real assets. Marcus experienced market volatility, economic crashes, but he enjoyed total liquidity, zero management, complete flexibility. He could sell his entire portfolio in 2 seconds. Jake, selling property takes 60 to 90 days. Here's the truth: most influencers hide. Neither investment is automatically better. Real estate is not passive, it's a business. Stocks are not guaranteed, they require patience. The best strategy for many investors is actually both. Real estate builds leveraged wealth. Stocks build liquid wealth. Together, they create financial resilience. But the biggest financial mistake isn't choosing the wrong investment. It's choosing nothing. Millions of people spend decades debating stocks or real estate. Meanwhile, they invest in neither, and inflation quietly destroys their savings. Waiting is the most expensive decision of all. So here's the simple rule: if you want to run a business, buy real estate. If you want freedom and simplicity, buy stocks. But whatever you do, start investing. Because the real enemy isn't risk, it's time. And the earlier you start, the more powerful the math becomes. If you want to see exactly how to build Marcus's lazy portfolio strategy, click the video on the screen right now. And if this breakdown helps you understand the real math, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.